1-0 here against Dynamo Kyiv, and on debut, our new number 7.
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge, and welcome back to Shakhtar, where in today's episode we are getting our new season underway, a season preview as well. I feel like it's been a long time since we've done one because, back at Tromsø we were, in and out of competition all the time. There was no off season for us, but now we've had a bit of an off season here in Ukraine. They get a winter break as well, and I'll show you why that will be very, very important when that does come around. So obviously we've got a season preview. We're into 2036. 37, that is pretty crazy. We'll look over all the things we need to. It's been a pretty big transfer window and just a big off season as well for some reasons I'll show you. And then after that we'll have the one game away from home against Dynamo Kyiv of all teams. I was going to play the Super Cup final against them, but I don't know. I think the league is probably a bit more important for us, and we might as well get the first game done here and see if we can get the win in what will be it will be a tough game. We've already lost once away or twice away to them, so we would like to finally get that result against them away from home. Pretty much the only game where we haven't been able to get a result in, so it's going to be an important day with that game. But then before that, we need to look at the team and what's gone on in this transfer window. The first thing I would like to show is the European Championships was this summer, and Ukraine managed to win it. They got all the way to the final and beat Spain on penalties. An amazing result for them that they managed to do that. So if we go and take a look. So they lost the final in the 2024 final apparently. Norway lost the next one, which is crazy. They lost that to England. The fact that the two countries we've been to both made finals. What I was trying to show is the different rounds. So where are we? Ukraine went and beat Scotland 2-0 there. And then in the quarterfinal played the Netherlands, beat them in extra time. In the semi-final, Portugal they beat, who they lost to in 2024. And then after that, in the final, they beat Spain. So no easy games in there. Very, very good performances. And some of our boys were in there as well. If we go back and take a look at the final, in the starting team, there was Sudaikov, if I'm not mistaken, playing in a midfield role there, as you can see. And then off the bench had Antonov, who was in that team. We had also, if we go back and take a look, it goes to Spain for some reason. Dmitry Popov was there, Polishchuk was there, and Perente was there. Diki was there. Yeah, how many players is that? 5 players, 6 players. Sudaikov scored his penalty in the final. It did go to a shootout. Yeah, very, very good performance. They did a comeback as well. They were losing at half time to bring it back to 2-2. Very, very impressive result, and that is great for us because if we can attract some of those players now in that team, I mean, there's some big names in there. If we go and take a look, we can attract some of them in a team that's just won the European Championships. I mean, Mudryk, he's a bit older now, but there's a few players in here. There will be some younger players who we can definitely look at. These two up top, I'm not too familiar with them, but clearly decent players if they've been able to pull that off. We need to look into that and definitely bring in a few players. We've got, how many days? 42 days left of the transfer window. A lot of signings have been made already, but that is a nice thing to know for the country. If we go and take a look at the transfer history, it's been very, very big. I've just seen that Lebedev has got a sell-on clause. He's still with Tromsø, which is good to see. It was a good signing that we made there. We have a 30% sell-on clause on that, which I negotiated. So if he sells for a lot of money, I've brought in all that money, which is it's nice to know. We'll take a look at all the players who have moved in and out of the club. A lot of names have left. Pretty much the whole midfield has left us now. It was an aging midfield. One of them did leave kind of unexpectedly, and then one of the other two, I was happy to let them go. So the first one, Georgi Sudaikov, has left, 33 years of age. He left on a free. I didn't know he had a pre-contract agreement at all, but he has left. I mean, he was very good for us, but how much more could we get out of him? I don't really know. He has left us. Sharon Dorr has left us. I mean, these midfielders, they weren't too convincing, and Dorr may be the best out of them, but for 30 million, he wanted to go on that, so can't stand in his way really. And 31 years of age, it would be reasonable to let him go. And then finally, Joachim Parente has left as well. As I say, he was they were decent players, but in elevating the team and improving that defensive record, maybe that's where we had to look. It's been tough to replace Parente. I'd say we haven't found a direct replacement as of yet, but it will probably come later in the window. Over to Al Ali there, as you can see, for another 30 million. They bring us in 62 million in total. The players we've brought in as their replacements, the first player coming in, Fabiano Barile, as you can see here at left back, we've brought in. He came in on a free deal actually. We didn't sign him for anything, so he's come from Gremio into Bayern Munich where he played for a bit. Didn't really break out there, but then had some great seasons in with Schalke. Back in the first division, I want to say. Yeah, they are back there. So decent player, but now he's coming over to us, and yeah, we brought him in on a free deal. Overall, looking like a good player, nice, experienced, and most importantly, a Brazilian player, which is always nice to see for the club Vision. Where has it gone? It's not showing here, but it does usually say, oh yeah, there it is. So they are satisfied with the Brazilian players. The next player we have brought in, another Brazilian, wait, how do we say this? It's Leonardo. Yeah, Leonardo. I don't know why that confused me so much. Leonardo Santos, a replacement midfielder, very flexible player. His technical ability, decent mental ability, it's all there. And the physical player as well, quite an experienced player. These are the types of players we need to bring in to kind of boost us into a top European team. How long they'll stay around, we'll have to find out. But yeah, another overall good player who we brought in for a fee of just over 30 million, a good deal overall. Next player we brought in, 27 years of age, Alex, we brought in from Benfica. He's been to a number of clubs, a few Brazilian clubs there, as you can see. Arsenal he was with for a while, and then he went to Benfica. Overall, looking like a good centre back, exactly what I want from a player like that. A good tackler and good in the air. Good bravery, anticipation, concentration. Exactly what you want from your centre back. 192 centimeters, very physical player, as you can see. Overall, a very, very good signing for 30 million with all the add-ons. The next player we've brought in, Alex Sanchez Diaz. We've brought him in, Portuguese player, 28 years of age. There's a bit of a theme going on. I mean, all the scouting reports we got, we didn't get any young players. I specified give me young players, but they didn't give me any. Diaz we brought in here. Now you might be thinking replacing Kuzminic. It kind of is. I mean, I know he scored 23 goals, but he's I think if there's a better ability player you can sign, you might as well go and do it. That's what we have in Diaz here, as you can see. 195 centimeters. He's rapid, 15 acceleration, 15 pace. Really, really great player, finisher, dribbling. He can do all of it. Can play on the right side as well if we need him to. But for a striker, he looks really, really complete. For a fee of what was it, like 29 million. His release clause from Boa Vista, as you can see down there. We might as well place him, and if Kuzminic can get 23, I think this guy could get 30 goals. He's had his pre-season. He's been okay, but he's really good on the set piece as well, playing set pieces in. I know he's 195, but they've decided to put him on as on the set pieces, playing the balls in. He comes as an attacking midfielder. That's probably why, but he is more of a striker. Overall, a very, very a good player we've brought in there, giving competition to Kuzminic. And then finally, Vernon Toms Janssen, we've brought in here, another midfielder. He's coming in from Arauca in Portugal. He was in the Groningen Academy. I assume that's where he was, because he is Dutch. Was with Newcastle, but never had any time there really. And yeah, overall looking like a good midfielder. 28 years of age. Just might be mistaken a few years, but if these players continue to develop, they're already really good players. You can see here, another technical midfielder. If they continue to develop, they will become key players in that eventual Champions League winning side. Overall, we have a very, very good team here. So this is what the team is looking like at the moment. We've got the attacking midfielder there. I've decided to push Polishchuk back a little bit. The defense needed strengthening. Obviously, two new signings and giving Polishchuk a new role. I think he was good. Rodolfo has still got potential. Antonov drops out the team, who was playing left back for us, but still a great option there, and a Zevdo as well. I want to give more minutes to Rodolfo, especially at the start of the season. I think he is good, and he also is another tall centre back who will pair Alex on the left side. Barille will push up a little bit more, and then these three will make up that defensive unit. I would like a deeper player. I'm not sure if two deep line playmakers is the way to go. As I say, the Parente replacement has been hard to find, but them two in there. Jackson is getting a bit more of a starting role. We can move Santos up because we're playing three at the back now. Overall, I think it's looking pretty good. Jackson in there, a bit more of a starting role. We've seen how good he is. He was pretty good for us last year. Recorded a few goals and assists, as you can see, 7 goals and 6 assists. That's actually more than I thought he would have got. Without barely breaking into the team, really. He only came in for injuries and stuff like that. If we play both these as deep line playmaker, I could move one of them up. But I just want to, settle in a little bit, be a bit cautious because you've got to remember in attack it's a 3 at the back. Then you've kind of got like if Popov comes a little bit inverted here as he does, but still kind of shoots off his left or plays balls in. You've got Barilla who will push up here, and then if you push one of these up, you're basically making a 6 in attack or 5 in attack. It's really, it can get quite technical how it works. We don't want to get caught out, especially playing positive as well. We're pressing, winning that ball back, and playing from the front maybe is the way to go. But I think we just have to be careful what we do, especially in the early stages. But if one of them can go up, whoever it is, I don't know, maybe Jackson, maybe Tom Jansen, as you can see here. We'll have to assess how they do. We've had a 2-game pre-season because most of the boys have been at their tournaments. Has there been a Copa America? I assume there has, and some of these boys I assume will have been there. Yeah, they have. Brazil have just won the Copa America. I don't know how many of them. Is that Diogo? I do recognize that name from somewhere. I think we no. Yeah, he is a top player. I don't know why it's familiar. I've seen him around in the European competitions. These guys, anyone from our team? It doesn't look like anyone has been here that's been in our team, but they're all very sharp. I don't know how long the break has been. So we played here. We've had 2 games against Eupen, who are a Belgian team, and then Athens, who are a Greek team. 2 wins there, as you can see. Very, very good stuff from us in the attack as well. Kuzmini hat-trick gives us lots to think about, and he will start in the opening games because Shevchenko's picked up an injury. So we'll go and make that change now. There he is. So we just swap these 2 around. Play Sanchez a bit deeper. New numbers for everyone as well, as you can see. I've given Shevchenko the captain's armband and the number 10. Lots of pressure on him, but he's a big player. He might as well do it. Probably could have given it to Kuzminik, but as I say, I don't know if he gets as big of a starting role. I don't know. He wasn't happy with losing vice captain while Sidakov left. I don't know. I think it makes sense to give it to a starting player. And hopefully my decision makes the most sense. But yeah, everyone's sharp. The break has been 16th of the 7th then, so it's been just over a month and a half, nearly 2 months. So it's been a decent break, but a lot of these boys, as I say, have been in tournaments. Their sharpness is going up because they've played preseason. They've played 180 minutes and have been training as well. I think we're in a good position, very, very good position here. Lots to work with. The defense is strengthened. The midfield is starting to shape up. Big season ahead. Let's go and get it started with our first game against Dynamo Kyiv. So the team for this game against Dynamo Kyiv starts with Levitsky in goal. We got a backline of Barilla, Alex, Rodolfo, and Polishchuk. Jackson, Tom Jansen, and Santos make up the midfield. We've got Popov on the left, Diaz on the right, and Kuzminik up top. Kick off here in this game against Dynamo Kyiv. I need to change the highlights quickly. There we go. Still on the camera angle that was in yesterday's episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. I'm quite a big fan of it. It's nice, And so you saw there that the team has changed a lot. Well, it hasn't changed, but I've moved Jackson up. I realised as a deep line playmaker, you sit deep. and pairing both of them together probably is not the way to go. So Tom Jansen plays a bit deeper. He's got good technique, good passing, and from deep it's probably the better way to go. Santos, edge of the area, 1-0 here against Dynamo Kiev, and on debut, our new number 7 gets a goal. It's a lovely finish from the corner. I don't know who just played that ball in. I wasn't checking, but I'd like to think, yeah, it was Diaz, as you can see. So they put him on the balls in. It's a decent ball. I mean, I don't know who's at the near post. If we go and take a look, it's Alex, who is quite tall, but he didn't win his header. I mean, they must think he's all right. I leave that to them because they know better than me how to do it. So he clearly must be good on it. Moving Jackson up, we know he's been really, really good there. He just got an assist for the goal. Really, really good, bursting into the box, kind of a, Mazzala edge of the area, but as a bit more of an advanced playmaker, he can create those chances as well. We saw him get loads of assists, so it just makes sense to play him in that role, and hopefully it can work out. The only position I'm looking to really strengthen now maybe is in goal. Levitsky, he had a good season because he didn't concede, because of the defense, I'd like to say, but at 179 centimeters, I don't know how much longer he can last. I think it's good maybe to have a short goalkeeper when you want them as a sweeper, but I'm not a fan of sweepers personally. Popov is through. Popov has the shot. I think he's offside. He is just offside there. I'm not a fan of sweepers. It has been tough to find the replacement. The replacement goalkeeper. I think it's been a tough transfer window overall. We haven't found many youngsters. We've found, I guess, a bit more experienced players, which isn't bad, but I would like some more youngsters. We haven't found the Parente replacement yet, even though he hasn't left too long ago, just a few weeks ago, along with Endor as well. And I think I wanted to find a Rodolfo replacement. You'll see at the bottom the numbers of the players I want to start. I've got 1 to 11, and Rodolfo was not one. I thought I could bring in another elite centre back. We still have time, but I'm not sure if we will. I think we can grow his potential, and we've also got on the bench as well 2 other options in Antonov and Azevedo as well, who were here last year. Rosakov is here, the key is here, and then we've got 2 other players who are out on loan. Probably need a bit more depth. We have loads of money still in the bank. It says we're on track to fail FFP for the UCL, which I don't know if that's my mistake, but they've given me the money. The club have given me the money, and we're failing. So if you're going to give me the money, then say we're failing. Jackson's through it. Oh, he's at the post. Popov on the edge of the area, and he does convert. And you see there, Popov getting himself in a really good position. We haven't seen much of Barilla there, but he's coming inside. He really likes to hover around this, kind of in the corner of that 18-yard box. Really, really good position for him. Hopefully he can put up similar numbers. Jackson there just burst into the box, and it was unlucky to not put it away, but really good at finding that position. I think we need a bit more depth, but I think we can go and take a look at it now. It says we're failing FFP. If you're going to give me the money, then say we're failing, then I don't know, because we're at a big loss, that's why. I don't know if that's because we've not played any games yet or anything, or Champions League or TV rights or anything have not come through. We'll have to see, but I've never seen it in the red. Hopefully it doesn't affect us, because if you're going to give me the money, at least give me enough so we don't fail, you know what I mean? But I don't know, we've spent like 80 million and we've sold 60 million in players, so it's a net loss. I don't normally operate at a loss, but it's been some good deals, around 20 million for each player. I think it's been a decent transfer window. It's been a tough one, but I think we've done well. We just need that goalkeeper. It would be good to get a Parente replacement and maybe another defender, but apart from that, I'm quite happy with the squad now. Priority probably a goalkeeper, and then maybe the midfielder, and then I'd probably say the centre back and then the midfielder, because Tom Jansen is looking like a decent player from deeper, and then Jackson as well has been good in that advanced role. But we have a very experienced squad now with all these additions. We lead 2-0 here against Dynamo Kiev. Overall, a very, very good opening day for us. It's been nice to kind of do that. I think we're in a good position at the moment. One thing I've noticed is that first place here does now get automatic Champions League phase, which I assume we've moved up in the coefficient. That will be down to us getting into the round of 32, so we will have moved up, which is good because that means we don't have to play a playoff and we're guaranteed into the Champions League. There's no threat of us going down into the Europa League in case we mess it up and lose our playoff. And also, if we just win the league, we know we're guaranteed there now. Really, really good. And hopefully we can go on and have a good season with this squad. I think we have to be getting that round of that round of 16. Really, really good squad. I'm happy with it at the moment. Lots of experienced players coming from, a range of different leagues. They'll know different styles of football. It also adapts their profile as a player. That variety, because they've played in different leagues, is going to be really, really important, especially when we're competing against teams from those different countries. We're going to be playing against from all the big leagues, all the big 5 leagues. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a game against all 5 of them in the league phase coming up, but I think it will be good squad, and hopefully it just goes well. To be honest, that would be nice, but it is going well in this game. We've been really, really good. Not seeing much of the ball apparently, but I can't complain if we're up 2 now. And we could go 3-0 up here with this corner. Rodolfo into Kuzminik again. Oh, what a save that is! To be fair to Deniers, really, really good on these set pieces. We've been absolutely deadly on them. We're going to make a few changes here. Rusakov off, and then we'll bring on Antonov in at left back, and then I think we'll bring off Polishchuk as well. I'll put him in as an inverted role. He was, I think we had defender of the year Polishchuk, midfielder of the year was Shevchenko, even though he was a winger, but they classed them as midfielders. And then we had Kuzminik as forward of the year. I think Polishchuk is good. I'm happy to keep him, but I think he could be a bit more solid in that inverted role in the midfield. He got a few goals and assists, that's why he probably won it, quite a few actually. But in that midfield role, I still think he can create, but it just secures us a little bit and allows Barilla, who clearly seems the more technical and better, really highly rated when we brought him in. It makes sense to push him forward and put him in a position where he knows he can play, and that's kind of what we brought him in for, a bit more of a replacement for Antonov. Improve where he can, and yeah, overall very, very happy. I've got exactly the type of players I need. Good wingers, 2 great centre backs in the height. Just need to hope it gels now. Tom Janssen with this penalty, 3-0 here. It's another debut goal. I don't know why he's on the penalty. It's definitely something I will be sorting out. If anyone knows what this red arrow is, by the way, you will. If you skip back like 5 seconds, look at the red arrow. It's sometimes green as well. If any of you know what that is, please do let me know. I'm not sure why it comes up, but it does sometimes when goals are scored. I would like to know why it is. But yeah, overall a great opening day, and no cause for complaint really. 3-0 away at Dynamo Kyiv. And yeah, it's not much more to say really. I've spoken a lot in this episode, but yeah, it's nice to have that episode to kind of going forward in this week. We know our intentions, and this is it's a good point to stop and reflect. But full time here in this game, 3-0 against the rivals. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with this little tune, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.